Alright, so let's visualize this implementation of the min selection sort algorithm. So here's the array I want to sort. It's got 9, 2, 1, and 7 in it, length 4, and I'm going to call the method selection sort with that parameter. So inside of the method, the formal parameter is called array, so that's where all our data is going to be. So num started out with that data. When we call the function, we have an array named array, which refers to the exact same data that nums does. So we start a loop with our position variable starting at 0, and we're going to assume at the very beginning that our minimum location is going to be at position 0. So we're assuming 9 is the smallest, which I know is wrong, but we're going to make that assumption. And then we're going to start a loop that's going to go through every position after our minimum location, so every position after 0, and we're going to see if any of them are smaller. So that means my minimum loc should start at, my I should start at 1 after min loc. And I'm going to check to see if the value there is smaller than array of min loc, and 2 is less than 9. So that means I'm going to change the min location to no longer be 0 to be now at 1. Now I go to the next spot, so now I is going to be 2, and I check at array of 2 and see if that's less than array of 1, where I think the smallest is. And once again, it's true. I have found a smaller value, so I'm going to update the minimum location to be position 2. And then I do that one more time. I check at position 3, and I see if that's less, and it's not. So when I goes to 4, I am now out of bounds for the array, so the loop ends. At this point, I started at position 0, and I found the smallest position was 2, so I'm going to do a swap. I want these two values, 1 and 9, to switch around so that 1's at the beginning. So I'm going to take out the smallest, the value at the min loc, which is the number 2, put into temp, and then we're going to replace the number at position 2 with the value at position 0, so the 9 moved over, and then I'm going to put the value that was in temp back at position 0 to complete the swap. So at this point we've done one stage. In stage 2, we are now going to be at position 1. So we're going to try to find the value that should be at position 1. And we're going to go through the exact same process again, but starting for every value after position 1. And this time there are no values that are smaller than what's at position 1 to the right of it. So we don't do anything in the for loop, the internal for loop, and now we're just going to do a swap with what's at position 1 with itself, because that's what position and min loc is. So this has no effect on the array. All right, we run one more stage of the algorithm, because you can see position is 2, the length is 4, but 4 minus 1 is 3, so 2 less than 3, this is the last time this loop will be true, because we only have one more check to do. We want to know, is 9 and 7 in the right order? If they're out of order, we'll swap them and we'll be done. If they're in order, we won't swap them and we'll be done. Alright, so we go through here, we look at position 2, we think it's the smallest, we check every spot afterwards. Did we find a value that's smaller? We did, so we're going to change our minimum location, our loop then ends, and we perform the swap. And at that point, the loop ends and the algorithm is complete. And so by the end, our original nums array will now be in the correct order 1, 2, 7, 9.